what I am hoping, if I could have anything,
Yes.
is that children are going to learn how to sew, how to cook, how to make small little, the wooden boxes a lot of us made when we were kids, how to make do basic woodworking, and that will feed into all kinds of trades. And once again, kids will know how to use their hands.
What if there were a school where children learned how to milk a cow and make ferments, how to farm and homestead, and they were empowered with self-sufficiency and resilience? Just such a place exists. It's called Meadows Bee in Vermont. And I sat down with Leigh Merinoff recently to talk about what they have to offer and how the children are learning and responding.
Well, one thing you see when you travel in really rural indigenous areas is that the roads are often lined with people just sitting there hanging out. So on one hand, they're relaxing and they're socializing, so that can be really good. On the other hand, they're not always actively doing things like Americans. We're always running around. We rarely ever sit. But we were working with this group of farmers through Heifer International. And one of the things that they did that so impressed me is when they were trying to change their lives, they would draw an image, paint an image on the side of their door. And every time they walked into the door, they would see this image. And the image was, what did they want to become? So they were visualizing what it was. So in Honduras, a family wanted to raise guinea pigs. And so they set the whole farm up on the side of their door, and they drew the whole thing out. Here's the food, here's how we play the music, here's what the structure will look like. And it was very natural that they then did that. They then got that, but they also had next to it, here's a refrigerator full of food. They put that there because they were really impoverished. I mean, they lived way up in the mountains, like 16,000 feet up and up in the Andes. And they chose to change. And that made the biggest impact on me, that you can sit by the side of the road, which is fine, and that's no judgment or anything, it's a choice. But if you have the opportunity to change, how would you do it? What would it look like? So when I came back to America, it really stuck with me. And in my farm school, I always have children do that. I always have kids at the end of badges. We have a badge program.
Yes.
We give out badges. I have them draw. So what does it look like? What's your perfect chicken coop look like? What does your farm look like? What do you look like? And let kids see that they can design what they want to become.
It's like a vision board of sorts.
It's a vision board. I also do vision boards.
I love that. It lets you know where you're headed. And so give us Leigh Merinoff's vision board for the future of this country when it comes to health. I know you've been collaborating with some MAHA groups. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
This is the most exciting time because people are getting fed up. I don't know if you've noticed, but this is a time we are really at a juncture. We have been encouraged to not think for ourselves, follow the experts, and a lot of people are really fed up with that, and they feel that it's time for them to start doing their own research and decide for themselves. Coupled with that, we've noticed that the young kids once again want to learn how to do things.
They do.
And they would like to figure out and learn things like basic things. How do you cook? And so we are right there trying to help them. And what I am hoping, if I could have anything, is that children are going to learn how to sew, how to cook, how to make small little, the wooden boxes a lot of us made when we were kids, how to make do basic woodworking, and that will feed into all kinds of trades. And once again, kids will know how to use their hands.
I see this happening on a micro level on your farm because you have this farm school. And so kids gain confidence as they gain life skills, how to milk a cow, how to make kraut, right? Things like that.
Kraut, cheese. I was really shocked when I saw kids playing with, I think they're called widgets, all kinds of things to do with their hands that you can buy a little plastic thing that you do that. Well, actually, you could whittle. If you had a knife, you could whittle. If you had 2 pieces of fabric and a needle, you could sew. And I see children, their hands are yearning to be used again.
Yes.
And with that, I think it will change the children's behavior and help them become really joyful. So this isn't a labor, this is a labor of love. This is a way to teach young people that you're in this time, you're in this space, and you have an opportunity to be creative. You will make things with that, and every time you make one thing, it will build on something else, and you can be like really extraordinarily happy.
So I didn't realize there was an initiative to bring these life skills, to more people in the United States. Because I think sometimes people think, oh, the Maha movement, or some of these people think we're outsourcing our health. We just want the government to take care of it. This sounds like the opposite to me, Leigh.
Yeah. When children learn to do things and they activate their hands, they're also going to activate the brain. And they can then make choices for their future. And nowhere are we saying, don't become a lawyer, don't become a doctor. I mean, we want you to explore life in its fullest. But we think that we are much more capable. And we don't think that people need to be given, in my opinion, people don't need to be given things like money or that basic income. What kids need to do is learn how to do stuff and then decide what they want and then go after that. There is all the problem with AI, but AI is going to make something that might be perfect, but it won't have the human soul and the human element in it. And I think that the kids of today, as they learn to, weave and needlepoint or whatever that is, they can bring that in and they can make that the desirable thing, so that we have soul forces in material things. And that's kind of what I'm trying to teach the children. Like, if you get a cup made from some, outsourced country, and you drink something out of that, and then you get a cup that a kid made with their hands and they pinched it and they put a little bit of glaze on it, and you drink out of that, that's a completely different life experience.
Totally.
And I think through us pushing that in a home economics situation across the country, and then shop and then trade school, we can change this entire country.
But how is this going to really come to fruition? I'm curious about the nitty gritty. Let's say someone's listening right now and they're like, that sounds amazing. I'd love to see home ec and these tangible skills brought back for our young people. How could they support that?
Well, I mean, we're out there right now. I'm out there right now talking to the governors, and in this administration, there's an opportunity for things today to apply and to get funding and to make sure that we change the educational system. Like, it's happening right now. All you have to do, I mean, any of us are allowed to lobby. We're all allowed to go to our state legislators, our senators, our congressmen, our governors, and tell them what you want. Bring your friends. Like, make a petition and write a letter to the editor and do an op-ed. Like, just get up and grab what you want and just make it happen.
That's what you're doing. That's what
I'm doing. And I run several groups of people, and we do this, and like, we're on our way going around the country doing this.
That's so encouraging.
Yeah, it's bipartisan. And yeah, but I'm not alone. There are people everywhere doing this.
And what about diet-wise? So I know you love Nourishing Traditions. You said you read it in your book club. Like, how can we support more awareness, I guess, about the diet that is most healing?
Well, you have to make a decision. You have to say that you want it. And you have to say, I now have several friends that have lost over 100 pounds.
Really?
So you've got to decide. First of all, you just have to be willing. Once you're willing, then you have to be able to decide that you're going to learn a little bit about what it is that makes one healthy. And once you do that, you have to make the decision that you're going to eat that food.
Right.
So for me, I really try to reduce carbohydrates, eat a lot of fat. I mean, I'm a huge butter eater. I eat butter, lard, bacon, a lot of pâtés. But I also cook my own food, and I encourage people to cook food. One, it's inexpensive, and I'm kind of frugal. and it's less wasteful.
Yes.
And it's more honoring. So I am a meat eater, and I would say I'm a pretty heavy meat eater. But if I were to take a chicken, you know, first you cook the chicken, then you have all this protein, you do eat some of it, put some of it away for other meals, then you make a broth, you take the organs, you take the feet, you can use the head, you use all of the chicken, except I don't eat the lungs of the chicken.
Okay.
But besides that, you can keep sauteing and simmering the bones.
Yeah.
And one meal really goes far, or one thing, like a chicken, could really be extended into several meals. I would like to see kids learn how to do that in 4th grade.
Do you give badges or awards on your farm for kids learning to cook in any way?
We do. So our badges for cooking, we have the dairy badges, we have cheese badges, and these are all 3 levels. We have sauerkraut badges, we have fermentation yogurt badges, and then we have the artisanal cooking, like 1, 2, and 3 levels. And we don't try to harass the kids. We're not teaching nutrition. We're teaching knife skills. We teach how to make ketchup and mayonnaise, and we make it really joyful and fun. Mm-hmm. It's not, it's an educational opportunity. Yeah. It's not a lecture. It's an immersive, it's like a sport. It's an immersive sport. We have knives for 4-year-olds. And we just, we try to make it fun. And then the kids not only eat it, but they serve it. And for instance, the badges kind of fold into each other. Mm-hmm. So one of the badges we do, which I think this is really interesting, that children seem to really, children that like project-based learning, you take care of the apple trees. So you take care of the apple trees all year round. Then you pick the apples. You make some basic, not slightly cooked applesauce. Mm-hmm. You then make a batter, and I don't actually give directions. I don't give recipes to the kids. Oh. So you make this batter in your hands. It's like a dough. Yeah. You then flatten that out. You put the applesauce you've made in there. You fold it over. You then light a fire outside in one of our outside ovens that the kids made by themselves. Wow. And then the kids cook that, and then and so you're making apple turnovers that you're then serving to your friends. Oh my gosh. And eating as many as you want. So that to me is, and you've had to make maple syrup in the winter. You've had to go get eggs, because I put eggs in the or I offer it to the kids. By the time they're done, and they've made these turnovers, like they have experienced so much of life, and it may have taken them a year because they had to make the oven, they had to learn how to make fires, and it transforms children. Wow. When they serve that apple turnover to someone, that understanding they have about life is profound.